Okay, SEO tips. I'm here with my dog Oscar, and he licks our burglars to death. And my name is Ben Grummels, and I'm here because we had a power failure, and I thought I might as well get on the video and explain to beginners about Search Engine Optimisation 101. Okay, a lot of it depends on words, and a lot of clients fail to appreciate that search engine optimization does depend on words. If you don't have the words, you can't expect the search engine to give you position for a phrase that doesn't even exist on your page. How can you get words? Well, these days you can get words through creative thinking, go for a walk and then come back and write some good words. Or you can use AI to generate words. And the question is, does AI damage search engine optimization? And no, it doesn't. Google doesn't care how you get the words on the page. What it cares about is helpful content. Where do we start with SEO? Well, it should always start with keyword research. You need to find out what words pertain to your business, that have high search volumes, that are lucrative, and also importantly, nice. So let me define nice words. Nice words could be, well, I'll tell you what they're not. Lying as an example, lying under a car in a hot garage as a mechanic, you might make a profit of $50 an hour after you pay your rent for the garage. Lying on a beach in Bali might only make you $1 an hour, but it's a lot nicer. Selling ebooks about car mechanics. So we're getting intermittent lighting here, so I hope that's okay. I can see better into my phone camera with this lapel microphone that I'm testing out. So we start with keyword research. We share the keyword research with all the stakeholders, the copywriters, the social media marketers, the PR agency and ad agencies if you've got one, your web developer, your web designers, just about everybody involved in a website. The keyword research is really important to share. We also use the keyword research to combine our, should I say, batch similar phrases. So as an example, if you had a website about running, you'd have maybe on the homepage words like running, runners, ran, runs, even jog, and what's another one? Sprinting. You know, words like these and synonyms of words all count. Keyword research also leads to buying exact match domain names. There's controversy over whether exact match domain names help with SEO. Matt Cutts, the spokesperson from Google, says that they don't. Millions of SEO people, through experience, like me, believe that keyword-rich exact match domain names help. So, for example, I've got about 500 domain names, and one of them is hotelmarketingasia.asia. It redirects to a very old web page of mine that's been page one of Google for the phrase Hotel Marketing Asia out of millions of web pages. So that's an example. I'm not saying exact match domain names are the SEO silver bullet, but I believe they help. And a reason for that is webmasters around the world will link to keywords in your domain name. If you've got a domain name like Acme ABC123, that's what the webmasters might put in their hypertext, and that will mean little. My dog is chewing on my chair, and hopefully he's not going to vibrate this tripod. Okay, so moving on from buying exact match domain names based on your keyword research. Also keep in mind that you're not limited to owning one domain name. I own 500. I don't own them to resell at a profit, although you know I do that, but if I'm not selling it, I'm using it to redirect it and give a little bit of link juice to my clients' pages and my own pages. And Oscar, stop chewing on the chair. All right, so after keyword research, we need to look at a search engine optimization factor called page load speed. If you use a lightweight WordPress theme to start off with, you'll end up with faster loading pages than a very complex WordPress theme. So there's, you just Google the phrase lightweight WordPress themes, and there's web pages that will give you a list of different themes to choose from. So that's important. The other thing is to, when you build a website, is to figure out the site structure so that the URLs in every web page are good URLs. I've got a client recently and they had the word image in their page about home extensions. Well, that doesn't cut it. I mean, you can have the word image, but better still the word photos in a page about photos of home extensions, but otherwise you should leave that alone. Now, what else about SEO? Okay, so you need reliable web hosting. You need web hosting that's reasonably fast. If you use web hoster that uses a solid state drive, your pages will load faster. Page load speed is an important search engine ranking signal. It's to do with Google's assessment of user experience. Users want to have a good experience. They don't want to wait around for a 25 megapixel camera photo that some web designer put on a web page and forgot to optimize the image. So there's another thing about SEO. The images need to be optimized, and you can do that in software like Photoshop or even the free GIMP. And after you've cropped and optimized in that software, you can double check it by dragging the image up into online image optimizers like JPG, tiny.jpg.com. So they'll optimize your images even further, then put those images in your media library and put them on your web pages. If you're putting videos on web pages, that'll slow your web pages down unless you're using a WordPress plugin that will lazy load or put a photo of say for example, a YouTube video on a web page. Okay, so what's another factor that is important for search engine optimization? It's content. Content marketing is a really important thing. You need content that's interesting. Content that holds people on the page longer, sends a message back to Google that your page is worthwhile. Google knows how long people spend on your web page. If your page is interesting, more people will recommend it, more webmasters will link to it, and people will stay on that web page longer, sends a message to Google, says keep this page, push it up the SERPs, which stands for Search Engine Result Pages. So what's another SEO factor? All right, prominence. Let's talk about prominence. You should have your keywords in the first sentence or the first paragraph on your page. That makes me think about your H tags. I recommend one H1 tag per page, preferably at the top of your web page. I hate words. My pet hate word is the word welcome. Web designers typically will use H tags for formatting. Now, if you want big fonts and it's not a keyword, don't use H tags. Just use it as an ordinary picture. A word welcome, for example, should be, if you really want the word welcome on the top of your homepage, turn it into a picture of the word welcome. Okay, let's talk about off-page SEO, which is mainly link building. Google will penalize you if they know that you're paying for links. If you are paying for links, the links to your site should be what we call no-follow links. All social media sites give no-follow links. There is no link juice in no-follow links. It's really good for you to have high-quality backlinks. And what do I mean by high quality? If the links are relevant to your page, if they are acquired naturally, in other words, we don't want 1,000 links from a Punjabi cooking websites to your industrial web page 1,000 in one day. That's contrived. You don't want links from link farms like FFA backlink farms. So if you can acquire backlinks naturally because your content is interesting and good, then that's the best way forward. If you do pay for backlinks, make sure that you don't just jam 1,000 in one day all of a sudden. It needs to be a natural, maybe exponential growth of backlinks to your website. Right, I think we'll have a break there. And here's the distracting hole that he dug while I was videoing in front of my tamarind tree. The winter storm last night knocked down a lot of tamarinds. So yeah, this is my back garden in Perth, Western Australia. Okay, you're in the garden of Old Ben in Perth, Western Australia. I've been doing SEO for 23 years, since 1999, and so I've been doing it full time, so I've got a lot of SEO experience. I've got a microphone plugged into this. That's my new lapel microphone that I'm testing out. So that leads to talking about content, generating interesting content like videos, photographs, good copywriting, all leads to success in search engines for your web pages. What I haven't touched on in part one was cross-linking. So if you've got a page on your website that's important to you, in WordPress, you should make it a cornerstone page. That's basically telling Google it's an important page. The second thing you should be doing with important cornerstone pages is cross-linking. You should be linking from other pages on your website that are not so important to your cornerstone page. It's an easy thing to do. You should also be getting links from outside of your site to cornerstone pages. I'm sitting in front of this camera and my dog's digging up the lawn. Oscar, stop it. Oscar. All right, so getting back to SEO 101. Clouds have just gone in front, so I hope this doesn't affect this video too much. Getting backlinks. Backlinks will come to your site and web pages naturally if you've got good content. You can give incentive to people for backlinks. Incentive can be things like a discount. If you're a supplier and you've got customers, if you give them a discount, they might give you a backlink. Simply asking your associates, family and friends for a backlink from their web pages is an easy way to get a backlink. Don't send spam. People that send spam offering cheap, 10 rupees a day SEO should be ignored. If they're any good, they won't resort to sending spam. It goes against the nature of SEO. Why would anyone that's good at SEO be sending out spam to get work? It doesn't matter how cheap they are. It could be next to free, but what you've got to be asking people like me and every SEO person is, what competitive phrases have you achieved for your clients? And if they tell you something like snow ski sales Bali or computer sales Muckambood in a small town in West Australia, that's not going to cut it. That doesn't impress me or anybody. So if you have a look at my website, that's SEOperth.expert, there's a link there to some of my competitive phrase winners. So it's really important. So the question now is, how much do SEO experts in Australia charge? Well, the average SEO person is charging around about $100 an hour. If you can't afford that, that's fair enough. Don't invest in SEO if you're not going to get a return on your investment. If you've got a small shop in a little suburb of Perth and you're trying to SEO for ice cream sales, small suburb name, it's not worth spending even $100 a month on that because you're not going to get a return on investment. SEO is for lucrative phrases, things like insurance and surgery and home sales, things that get people a lot of return on their investment. It's not just SEO that costs people money when it comes to thinking about webs. My dog is totally digging up my lawn in front of me. It's the cost of web hosting, which is cheap. I sell it at $40 a year, which is, for quite good hosting, because I don't want to make a profit on hosting. And I resell domain names at about $10 a year, because again, I don't want to make a profit on domain names. But they are ongoing costs, and everybody needs to know the ongoing costs with running a website. One of the big ongoing costs is site maintenance. I can do it, but it takes time away from SEO. So I recommend websupport.net.au, run by Sam, who I worked with many years in the largest digital agency in Perth. And he's very honest, hardworking, very smart, very experienced, very helpful, and is a real problem solver. So web support, ongoing web support is a cost. If you're running a content management system like WordPress, then maintenance needs to be done. Plugins need to be updated. WordPress itself needs to be updated. PHP updates, theme updates. There's so many things like the database optimization. All of these things need doing. And why? Because it improves security of your WordPress site. And it improves functionality of your website, and it improves search engine optimization. It all helps. Updating your plugins, just doing that helps with page load speed. So there's lots of different things that need to be done every month, at least every month. I see plugins, sometimes they're updated every week, and it's a continuous task to work on that, and that's why I highly recommend Sam at websupport.net.au to do that. Okay, back to on-page SEO. So you've got all your pages, you've thought about your keywords, you've batched similar keywords, and the most important batch is applied to your homepage. Most clients come to me, they've had a beautiful website design that's lost in cyberspace, and that's why they're coming to me. Spent a lot of time, effort, and money that's been useless because no one's getting to see their beautiful websites. So the approach first is keyword research. Then you send the batches of phrases off to your web designer to build the site, and then you can come back to people like me to do the search engine optimization. So we need the right words on the right pages in the right places, and linking from all of your pages to your cornerstone pages, and we need links from other websites. Off-page SEO includes social media marketing, which I don't do. All of my SEO plans include links from my popular web pages. So they also include links from my popular YouTube channel at the moment. My Perth YouTube channel's had over 2 million views at the time of this video. I engage in what we call map marketing. So I've got a number of Google Maps that are popular. My Google Map of Perth, which is page one of Google for the phrase Google Map Perth WA. WA not meaning Washington, but meaning Western Australia. It's had 1.5 million views. All my clients get free link pins on my map of Perth. My mining map, I've got a background in mining before I did SEO. I was a senior technician in the Department of Minerals Engineering and Extractive Metallurgy at the West Australian School of Mines in the town of Kalgoorlie. And that's where, after living in the Cook Islands for 10 years, I learnt computers, and I could see a need for people. As fast as web designers were building websites, I could see a need for people like me to get them to show up on search engines. In those days, it was Alta Vista and Excite. Google didn't even exist. So it's important when it comes to knowing about search engine optimization, it's important to keep up with changes. At the time of this video, the most recent change was the Google Helpful Content algorithm update. In other words, a tip I can give you is question and answers on your pages are very good for search engines. And how do you find the questions? Well, just put a phrase or something into Google, car mechanic, name of your city, and you'll see some results. You'll see the map. You'll see some Google business profile listings, and underneath all of that, you'll see people ask. People also ask, how much does the car mechanic in, for example, Perth cost? How quickly will a car mechanic fix my car? Just things like that. So that's the start to the questions. You can put those questions into your AI, and then AI will answer the questions. So there you got it, the question and the answer, and put that on your web page. You don't have to put it on the top. The first paragraph needs to contain your keywords, as I said before. So these are some tips from an experienced old bastard that's been doing SEO full-time for 23 years. I hope they've been helpful for you. Give me a call on 0418958799 if you've got any questions. The first 20 minutes of SEO consultation with me are free. After that, you're not going to get the cheapest SEO person in Australia, but you'll get the best. So, yep, I hope to hear from you. If you've got a problem with SEO, give me a call. And if you're in Perth, you can come and visit me, and we'll point out all the important SEO factors that are that can be improved on your webpage. And in the meantime, have a great day wherever you are in the world. Ruff, ruff, you're so funny, aren't you? Okay, this is my desk. Bit of a messy desk. These are my two big computers, and this is the view out my window, my green background.